If you haven't watched my video about our little mishap in Utah right when we left Moab, go watch that one and then you'll know what I'm talking about. So after we left Warner Lake Campground, our next stop was supposed to be Bryce Canyon. So we were on our way there when a tire fell off another truck that was going past us, and the tire rolled over, and as it was rolling on the highway, my husband is going west on Highway 70, and I said to him, just be careful, because tires have a way of doing what they want to do and going where they want to go, when all of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, that tire rolled over the highway and hit the front right bumper of our truck. And thank goodness that my husband wasn't just going a little bit faster, than it would have hit the side door where I was sitting, or it would have hit the OPUS in the back that we were pulling. So that took a detour, and after we got the truck fixed and all of that prices that we had to figure out, we did end up staying in Provo, Utah for about a week until the truck was repaired. So after we had the truck repaired, we just decided that Bryce was off the list and we were just going to go straight down Utah and then head over to Las Vegas. So on the way to Las Vegas, I saw on the map where it said Lehman Caves. Now, I don't know about you, but I love caves. I've always been fascinated about caves. I think that they're just so mysterious and they're cool, and by that I mean temperature as well. So we saw this on the map and decided, why don't we just make a stop in Lehman Caves? You are a boondocker like we are and like to camp for free, which we do. I was always looking for BLM land or any kind of free camping, so we ended up actually going straight from Provo. We drove straight to the Lehman Caves Visitor Center. So while we were at the visitor center, we found out the hours. By then it was kind of late in that day, so we were there just to get some information about their hours. And while we were there, we did ask one of the park rangers where we could camp for free. Sometimes you can look those things up and it may be wrong, or it may be closed because of the weather, or there might be construction. So it's really nice to be able to talk to somebody that's actually living nearby. So this very nice park ranger told us that right outside the caves, at Lehman Caves, there's a place where you can camp for free. And so we said, okay, great, thank you. And off we went to find our next spot. Now, one of the things that I noticed while we were looking for our place to stay, that area of the Great Basin National Park is not full of very high trees. The terrain only provides, I guess, the nourishments for just small little bush-like trees. So there wasn't any shade. It was just kind of deserty, which you would expect in that area. And we ended up kind of scouting, and which is nice to have an off-road trailer. Now, this is where I'm a proponent for the off-road trailers, because the terrain where we were going to camp, it was gravelly, it was rocky, it was uneven. You had branches and you had all kinds of natural uh, little bushes and trees and things that were in your way, so you kind of had to maneuver. So I stayed with the trailer while my husband did like just a really short walk up and said, okay, I think this is the place. So you really have to be open-minded when you're going to dry camp or boondock. So we ended up finding a good spot. He backed the trailer in, and it was a very nice spot. It was very hot, but in the evenings, I cannot tell you how amazingly quiet, beautiful. The temperature cooled down, and it was so funny because there was no one there. We were the only ones. And I'm going to show you some photos and some footage that we took. So that's coming up. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the difference between having an off-road trailer versus just a regular travel trailer. A regular travel trailer is not going to have the dual suspension, which the off-road trailers do. So that's why we prefer to have an off-road trailer, which is why we chose the OPUS 15. And I have to say that it turned out to be a fabulous decision. One day when we did leave the camp, we didn't realize the wind was going to be that strong. So we left the awning up, and when we came back, the wind had blown that awning and it broke one of the poles that was holding up the right side of the awning. So we did have to get that repaired. We actually got it repaired when we ended up visiting Las Vegas. So that didn't take very long. What I did was I just called a welder in Las Vegas and they fixed it in about 10 minutes. So you really have to be able to adapt to your environment when you're traveling the road, especially us, since we were on the road for 90 days. But I just wanted to touch base a little bit about the Lehman Caves. It's beautiful. It's a great place to visit. You just have to, if you're going to boondock, you just have to make sure that it's safe and you have the permissions to be able to camp there. So I hope you enjoy the footage and the video that we took of our stay in Nevada outside Lehman Caves, and the town nearest there was called Baker, Nevada. Okay, enjoy. Now, I do enjoy helping others figure out which rig to buy for the situation that they're going to be camping in. And I also try to help people maneuver the defects in their RV, whether it's with figuring out their warranties, finding out how to talk to dealers, and making sure they don't get taken advantage of. So if you'd like my free RV checklist, I'll put the link in the description below. And if you found this video helpful or enjoyable, please hit subscribe. It would really help my channel. Thank you for watching.